Welcome back to the Manhattan Project. I'm Todd, and this is Long Island 24 version 3.0. There was no plan to do three long-form versions of Long Islands this year, but like I said in the Peach Long Island, I really love this cocktail, so these keep popping up on my feed or wherever, so I'm going to keep doing them until I run out of inspiration. This one especially was definitely not on my radar. But then David from Booze on the Rocks, he posted one a few episodes ago, and immediately I knew that I was going to have to do this because there's a specific set of criteria for me doing these episodes. One is I have to have everything on hand. Two is it has to be a strong cocktail, and three is I want to have everything on hand. So that's kind of it. So, quick lesson. A traditional Long Island is equal parts of tequila, gin, white rum, and triple sec, and then vodka. And then it would have Coke and sour mix. So this recipe that David was making the cocktail from, I believe he said it was from a recipe from somebody off of Instagram. I'm not going to get too much into what he did. I'm doing our version of it. Please go over and check out his video. The link will be in the description. And again, David Booze on the Rocks, good friend of ours as far as the channel goes, and he does great things over there. So with this recipe, David, I believe he removed the recipe, I should say, removed the gin. Now, for me, the gin is something that I need to have in a Long Island of any kind, because that's the one thing in my mind that gives it a very distinct flavor. So that's going to stay in ours, all three of these. And I'm again, since we're not using a sour mix, I'm replacing the standard vodka with a Deep Eddy lime vodka, because I want to get some of that original flavor back in there. And of course, again, the original formula would have Coke in it too. We're not using that. So what makes it a apple cinnamon Long Island? Glad you asked. So of course, this time of year, apple cider. And the cinnamon I thought was going to come from cinnamon stick or cinnamon powder. Turns out it's Fireball, cinnamon whiskey. Fireball. And then the very last ingredient, and this is where it gets really unusual, is they added whiskey. Now, David suggested a bourbon, which I totally agree with, because bourbons are a little bit sweeter tasting than, let's say, a rye or a single malt. And we decided, or I should say, I decided not to use Canadian whiskey like he did, because bourbon, by default, is American. And you know how we feel about American whiskey. With that in mind, I was looking at my shelf back here, and there's virtually no lower proof whiskeys. I should say lower proof bourbons. We've typically used all the 100 proof and less in cocktails, so I'm just going to go ahead and use this. Use a 1792 small batch. Normally wouldn't use this in this type of cocktail. As a mixer, it would be more like in a Manhattan or an old fashioned, but again, that's what I have. So we have quite the selection here, and this is going to be even boozier because we are keeping the gin in here. And again, it's equal parts of everything here, so this one will be an ass kicker. So the last time I made this with 1 ounce of each, I'm going to cut this back to half an ounce, because otherwise it's going to wreck my day. So I'm not going to spend too much time showing you everything I'm doing. I'm just going to kind of fast forward it and catch back up. See ya. Okay, welcome back. That felt like that took forever, and I actually kind of messed up because the apple cider is not going to be equal parts. That's going to be an addition to taste. So I'm going to add some ice to this shaker. Normally this would in fact be a shake and drink, but it's a little unnecessary in this case, so I'm just going to kind of toss it back and forth a few times. And then I'm going to go, let's do this. So we're going to fill Colin's glass with the cocktail. And then again, I'm going to add just a little bit more of the apple cider just to make sure it's got that taste. And that's a top off. All right. So this is the apple cinnamon Say it! Long Island. Yeah. Cheers. Oh yeah. Again, I'm glad I kept the gin in there because it is necessary. Yeah, you get something. There's something about the gin, especially as someone that's not a big gin drinker. Something about the pop that gives it. That and the tequila more than anything. You get the cinnamon from the Fireball, delicious. Um, so this is definitely going to be a keeper for me. I'm going to pull this one back out when it gets closer to Thanksgiving or Christmas. So yeah, I mean, keep in mind, people, there's definitely a lot of variations on the Long Island. In no way is this traditional, but this is super tasty, and I highly recommend it. Until next time,